This is Bret Gowin presenting my final project for EDL955, Spring Test-O-Matic. My school is Egyptian Community School District number 5 in Tams, Illinois. The Egyptian School District is located in Alexander County. It serves the families and communities of Tams, Olive Branch, Thebes, Elko, Sandusky, Unity Hodges Park, and the rural areas of Alexander County, north of the county seat of Carroll, Illinois. It's in a rural setting about 4 miles from the nearest community. The southern part of Illinois was nicknamed the Little Egypt in the early 1800s when poor harvests in the north drove people south to buy grain, along with the features of the Delta area created by the confluence of the Ohio and Mississippi rivers at Carroll, Illinois. The district formed in 1964 through a consolidation of the Olive Branch Grade School, Tams Central High School, Tams Grade School, Thebes Grade School, and the Thebes High School. At the time of the consolidation, there were plans laid to construct one school to serve all of the rural area of Alexander County. In late 1967, construction of this one school building was completed, and in early 1968, the plan continued with the furnishing of the building, and the first classes to attend the new K-12 center started in August of 1968. The demographics of the K-12 school at Egyptian right now, the enrollment is right at 535 students, K-12. Back in 1968, when the school started, it was approximately 1,300 students. We have a high-level, low-income students in the district. The population of the district has decreased, now down to only about 4,600 people. The school is maintained by the custodial maintenance department. It has one head custodian who's in charge of all the other subordinates. He works directly with the superintendent of school. And one daytime custodian or maintenance man, one daytime matron. We have one swing custodian who works days most usually, but on nights or evening events he is on duty then. And we have 3 night custodians assigned to 3 areas of the building for upkeep. This is a picture of a school located in a valley. It's surrounded by hills and tillable farmland. Next, we have a floor plan of our school. You notice on the left, we have an octagon-shaped pad. That is our elementary pod. At the top of the drawing, you see a octagon-shaped pod. That's our middle and high school, and service classrooms between the two. Also, to the left of the high school pod, at the top, you see our pre-K building. In front of the school, we have a newly installed sign. It was installed in summer 2010. Something that the Board of Education has been working on for several years, working on saving money for this. One of the things that the textbook indicated, you should have good signage. This sign scrolls different messages throughout the day. If you also notice that the sign is sitting on a levee. The school is built in a floodplain, and in 1973 there was a major flood in which 6 foot of water was found in the building after one rain. Because of this, there was a levee built around the school, and this levee was built in cooperation with several different agencies, including the Corps of Engineers, who's not listed here. Next, you see the front of the school, the front entrance. You see the benches that are there to create a welcoming environment for the parents, and when the parents wait there on those benches for their students at the school. Benches were donated by senior classes with their leftover money from what they'd raised for their proms. Here you have the front doors. Front entrance, you notice there is a security camera above them. These doors are the original doors that were put in place back in 1967. We'll talk more about those doors later. As you come in, you see our front lobby, which is quite a bustling area during ball games and nighttime events. You see the doors on the right lead to the gymnasium. The desk at the bottom is where our door monitor sits and watches those who come through the doors throughout the day, has them sign in and checks for security reasons. Also in our lobby, we installed last year a television screen that runs announcements and things like that during events throughout the day and at night. This slide, you see our main office. That's where our principal's office are, and you see also a welcome center off to the left for parents coming in where they can wait if they need to speak to somebody in the central office. Here's our central office, our superintendent and assistant superintendent's office. Next, you see our boardroom, and you see on the table in the boardroom we have some blueprints where the custodians have been working with architects on a future project coming up. Next, you see our cafeteria. Our cafeteria serves the K through 12. It's quite a scheduling problem. In the mornings, we serve pre-K through 12 breakfast. All the students are allowed to eat breakfast. And then we have 3 different lunch blocks to serve the different students by grade level throughout the day. Also in the cafeteria, you notice that we take pride in our graduating classes all the way around the walls. We have pictures of all the graduating classes for the last 40 some odd years. Throughout the school, we have cameras that monitor key areas. We have 48 cameras throughout the school. Some of those are outside, most of them are inside. Our custodians work well with our students and taking pride in our schools. Students have done murals on the walls, and you see some of the murals on the ceilings. The tiles on the ceilings were painted as fundraisers for different charities. Here we have a look at our boiler room. Boiler room's been the same, just a few minor improvements throughout the years. Top 2 slides are the hot water treatment to furnish the heat throughout the building. The bottom right slide is our chiller unit. The school is now entirely air conditioned, has been since the mid-1990s. And to the lower left, you see a generator provided by FEMA because our school is a disaster relief building. These are our computer labs. We have 3 labs, one for the middle school, one for the high school, one for the elementary. These labs are used quite frequently. In each classroom throughout the K through 12, we have smart boards for our teachers, and every classroom has at least 5 computers. This has become one issue for our custodial staff because we are about at capacity on our electrical support. The building was not built for computers and technology like we have now, so we're about as far along as we can be with our technology. This is our elementary gym. The elementary gym was built in 1977 as an addition to the building. Here we have our high school gym. You see our boys practicing. High school boys team just won their first tournament of the year. Original gym was built in 1967. We just refinished the floors. You can see the old floor, how dark it was before we had to refinish. 30 years since it had been sanded. Each year it was screened off and put a new coat of finish on, but it hadn't been sanded down to wood for 30 years. Also installed new lights, which makes it much brighter. The old lights had a buzz. It was very annoying during graduations. Also, we've added in an aerobic room in our former industrial arts classroom. Industrial arts became an unchosen elective, so it had been dropped at the time that our industrial arts teacher retired. So we used it to make an aerobic room. We've also installed a new weight room. Most of this equipment came in part because of a school improvement grant that we are involved in. We had extra money from our normal budget because we received an extra $1.6 million for the high school. So the extra money we didn't spend has been put into improvements in the school. As you outside of the building, we have quite a large area of grounds that the custodians must take care of. This is the playground in the elementary. You see we have a blacktop area for the kids to play on when it's too muddy. This playground equipment in the front was installed about 4 years ago, and it was all installed by staff members and community volunteers. Another picture of outside surveillance. As I said, we have a levee system to protect the school now, and because of the levee system, we have underground sewers that pump out the water, because if we didn't, it would be like a big fish bowl, and if we got too much water, the school would still flood. So we have a sewer system that pumps the water out. This is one of the pumps. This is the main building and controls all the pumps. Have an outdoor classroom as part of the maintenance staff's responsibility to take care of. Another picture of our levee on the back side of our building. Outside of the levee, we have our softball and baseball fields. You can see the softball field here and the baseball field behind it. And then you can see here we have our baseball field, another view in the opposite direction. In the foreground, you see some tracks there in the grass. We have that occasionally. We have a student might get mad. We're pretty sure we know who this is. Someone who lost their driving privileges and came out and got revenge by running up our ground. Also outside, we have our pre-K building that the maintenance staff must take care of. This pre-K building was added in 2002. As with any other school, we have our challenges. One of ours is when our school was constructed back in 1968 or 67, it was state of the art. They thought then with a flat roof, and with flat roofs you have problems with leakage. We've gone from tar roofs now to rubber roofs, and we still have problems with leaking. This is a continual thing. This is a picture of our assistant superintendent's office and one of our main hallways where we've had water problems. So custodians have to keep up with constantly. What we're looking at now is that we have old windows that are single pane windows, and we have recently had installed in our elementary pod a new window unit throughout the whole pod. This project was started in the summer of 2010 and completed. The plan was in 2011 that we would complete the rest of the project for the rest of the school. And one of the questions our teachers asked, so where are the windows? Well, a problem came about where we had our lead architect was killed in a four-wheeler accident in his front yard. And the plan was, after we finished the elementary pod, we would go to the high school pod and finish all the windows there. So with the death of the architect, that put things behind. Plus, we were waiting to see if we could get an energy efficiency grant. And we did get the energy efficiency grant. You notice the new windows are double pane. We've taken out some of the window units where you don't have as much exposure. The energy efficiency grant that we received from the Illinois State Board of Education requires matching funds from the district. We received a $238,000 grant, so we will have to match $238,000, so it will be $476,000 we will receive for our windows replacement in the high school and middle school pods. This will also be accompanied with a replacement of the doors throughout the building. Back to our front door again, these are the original doors. These will all be replaced. And with the replacement of these doors, we'll increase our security along with our energy efficiency. Also, when we replace the doors, we will be eliminating a position. You see here again a picture of the front door monitor. When we put in the new doors, we will no longer need a door monitor because these front doors will be monitored by a security camera and visitors will have to be buzzed in. So as you can see, we have done a lot of improvements throughout the years, and it is a continual thing to upkeep the building. It is a very large building with quite a few grounds, and we are making improvements that will also be cost effective in our heating and electric bills. It will also be cost effective in cutting back on the needed staff to man some of the positions.